there should be any.
Maybe to look at the individual to offer individual
You are here in Bangkok and you have met all the key players on the Thai side in the peace process, including the new chief of the Thai delegation, right? And the good news is that they are all very keen to resume the peace talk. And my question is, so far has any decision been made as to the next step that need to be taken for the peace process to proceed?
The aim of the visit is to hear from the government, the new government,
Yep.
what is the plan ahead. It is a good visit where I understand what is the plan of Royal Thai government. Now my task is to go back and to see the panel member of the BRN. So to answer your question whether we are ready for the talk, yes. Thailand suggested that the first talk should be done within this month. However, now is mid-January, mid of the month. I'll try my level best to talk to BRN so that we can resume the talk as soon as possible. If we are not possible, we will do it in February.
After a meeting with you, Kun Chachai, the new chief of the Thai peace talk delegation, in an interview with reporters, said that he is hopeful that he can get something concrete done. He mentioned a peaceful solution to the conflict in the south, at least by the end of this year, as the earliest, or by the early next year as the latest. So do you think he's too optimistic?
Yes, and also no. It's good for us to have a plan.
Okay.
It's good for us to have a target. However, as I said earlier, I need to speak to BRN whether they are ready to do a robust dialogue and discussion. I'm optimistic that something concrete will happen this year. However, whether we can sign the peace agreement, it depends on the appetite of both sides. So it's too early for me to say concretely that we are able to do something concrete at the end of the year until I met and discussed with the BRN member.
Now, in the absence of the peace process, which has been stalled because of the internal issues in Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Have you been in contact with the BRN representatives?
Yes.
And what have been their signals so far?
The signal is they are also eager to proceed. There are a lot of discussion done within themselves and also with me.
Am I right to say that the next round of meeting will be confined only to the representatives from the Thai side and BRNs? Because in the last session in KL in February, there was an agreement that the talk should be open to other groups involved in the conflict in southern Thailand. Right?
Yes, I think the first dialogue should be focusing on both. Both have got to agree. I've suggested to both that the first dialogue should be what is the agenda for the year. Yes, we will touch on substantive issues such as the roadmap, GCPP. However, we will not be doing in depth on that. So if we have an agenda, a plan, I think it is beneficial for both to plan ahead, so that each dialogue we were able to meet some objective. So the first meeting will be focusing on what are the objectives of each meeting.
What do you think will be the most important element of the next session, the first session, that will demonstrate that both sides are open, are ready, and committed to achieving a solution?
I think one of the challenge that I have is to explain to BRN what is the end game, what is the end state in which I've already discussed with the chair, PDP, Mr. Chachai. In principle, they have got the plan or the end game to be explained to BRN in the first dialogue. It may be just a broad brush and state on end game. However, at least it will give some hope and also the direction for BRN to work too. And obviously, on their part, they have got to digest and discuss and make a decision of what will be the end state of the dialogue or the peace.
In the aftermath of the last session you facilitated in KL, you visited southern Thailand, right? And in an interview with me on that occasion, you said you met a lot of people on both sides of the border. And most people believe that they were beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel. Now, almost a year has passed. So the light that people believe they were seeing back then, is it getting brighter or is it getting dimmer?
We think, or I should say that, we think of circumstances. Because after that dialogue, the parliament dissolved, and then PDP is only formed in December. However, I am optimistic that the light is still there. And from my visit this week, the light is getting brighter. PDP chair said that before the panel is not able, do not have the we call the authority to sign any documents, so-called. But he has mentioned to me that if possible, the roadmap, if it's agreed upon, it must be signed by both parties. So that shows that Thai government is serious, is willing to put pen on paper. I think now the honor is on BRN to reciprocate.
In your interview with me in March, you admitted that one of the challenges you were facing initially was to build up confidence in Malaysia's role as facilitator, right? But you have to admit that even in Thailand, when your role is generally welcome, but there are skeptics who question whether Malaysia can be an honest broker or not, given the fact that people believe that there are elements inside Malaysia that have been harboring elements of the insurgency in Thailand. So how would you respond to this kind of criticism?
Yeah, there are two things to it. One is the issue of harboring in any border management. That happens in any country that has land border. However, whether both countries is collaborating to reduce the problem, to resolve the problem. Malaysia and Thailand is fortunate to have a standing committee way back, call it General Border Committee, in which a lot of discussion done, and statistically I will not be able to produce, but however there are a lot of exchanges in terms of be it information, be it illegals and all those. So I don't think both countries having much problem on that issue, government to government. You did also say that the confidence level, the trust and all those. I could feel, see and hear that the confidence level on Malaysia to facilitate the peace is going up.
You mean on the Thai side?
Both, on the Thai side. On the Thai side.
Okay.
First, you could see that the cordial relationship between the Prime Minister. They are able to talk they are able to make decisions without any so much difficulty and bureaucracy. The latest discussion was the visit in Sadao, where they have already make decision to have certain task force on many issues. Then my visit, I met the Parliament Select Committee. The chairman of the Select Committee, after listening discussion with me, said that, Tan Sri, you have the trust. Don't worry about trust deficit and all this. On a working relationship with PDP and the rest, we have a very robust, transparent, no holding of punches when we discuss. We put it on the table.
And can you say the same thing with BRN?
Yes, we had a lot of contacts during that vacuum because one principle in facilitating is a good communication. A good communication platform where I have got to produce chemistry more than them, because I'm going to facilitate. I must understand them. I must be able to give the space, whether it's a mental space or a physical space, for them to get a breather. At the same time, they want to talk to anyone. I'm facilitating because of to improve their capacity. So I could see that the relationship is becoming better and better, stronger and stronger. There are issues that they did not speak before. They have spoken. Again,
in the last interview you had with me, you said that for this thing to work, people need to come to the negotiating table with an open mind, right? Give and take, and there should not be any winner takes all solution. Do you think that this approach is happening now?
Yes, I think there are a lot of we call interaction. There are a lot of discussion, not from BRN to PEDP because there is no formal, but discussion means through informal means. They are beginning to understand certain terms in JCPP. They are beginning to look at theory, converting it to practical. What does it mean when you say something on paper, but it's the reality on the ground? And I could see also from the discussion that I had with the Deputy Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister said one of the tools that Thai government is looking at is economic development. I should congratulate the Thai government for doing that, because for BRN, what is the payoff? What is the benefit of signing the peace agreement? The government also did mention about integration. So what model of integration that the Thai government is looking at? All those have got to be articulated, understood by me, and hopefully PDP is able to explain it to BRN. And BRN have got to reciprocate. If they agree, what sort of agreement? If they disagree, what are the areas they should be improving? So because of that agenda and discussion and subject of discussion, that's why I'm optimistic that it will move.
Going back to the last session you had in KL in February, what was the atmosphere like? The body language, the way that the two sides communicated with each other, and your role, I mean, practical role in that particular environment. What was it like?
To be fair, I took over in January, and less than 1 month I was the facilitator for the
Yeah.
dialogue. I do not have much literature. I do not even meet most of them.
That was probably the first time that you met most of the people
the
involved
first
in the
time
peace process,
the
right?
first time I facilitate, get the feel, gauging the language, gauging the environment, to be able to agree on GCPP at that time. I think is a huge achievement for both. However, the enemy to that is the understanding of the content of JCPP. Why? Because it is something new. There is no experience to the three strategy. Everybody have the concept, but do not have. We do not allow discussion on each concept. So based on that experience, I think that is the reason why the first meeting that we are going to do is to discuss a bit on that. It is by default. After we agree JCPP, there is a vacuum.
You have been handpicked by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to serve as a facilitator for the peace process.
Yeah.
What has been his instruction to you?
Okay. He said to me three things. I bring it everywhere. One, Malaysia doesn't have any hidden agenda. Number two, improve the trust deficit. Number three, do it transparently. So I'm doing this all the time.